laughed at his worn-out slippers, mocked his muddy feet, and said he'd never leave the farm. But what they didn't know was this. Buried beneath the dirt of that small village was a dream so big it would shake boardrooms around the world. In a world where your zip code often determines your future, this is the story of a boy born into nothing who chose discipline over despair, focus over failure, and purpose over poverty. His name? Daniel Obasi. But to millions today, he's simply known as the visionary CEO who changed the game. Daniel was born in a small Nigerian village where electricity was a luxury and water came from a stream an hour away. His father was a cassava farmer. His mother sold roasted corn by the roadside. Education, a privilege, not a guarantee. Every morning before school, Daniel helped his father clear the fields, and at night, by the dim light of a kerosene lamp, he studied worn-out textbooks donated by missionaries. He was always the last to leave school, not because he had nowhere to go, but because he didn't want to go. That chalkboard was his gateway to a new life. While other kids played soccer with balls made of plastic bags, Daniel set a timer using the shadow of a stick and studied. He wasn't the smartest, but he was the most consistent. At 15, he started fixing old radios to earn money for books. At 17, he built a makeshift computer from discarded parts. And by 19, he earned a full scholarship to a top university in Lagos. Discipline doesn't care where you're from, and focus doesn't need Wi-Fi, it needs willpower. University life wasn't glamorous. Daniel worked nights as a janitor and sold phone recharge cards during the day. But while others crammed for tests, he learned how to code, how to lead, how to speak, even when his accent gave him away. He failed, often. He was rejected, a lot. But with each no, he refined his yes. He didn't just graduate, he graduated top of his class. Then, with just $50 and a dream, he boarded a plane to London. In London, nobody cared that he was top of his class. He was just another immigrant with an accent. He worked in restaurants, delivered food, and slept in a shared basement apartment, but his mindset, unshaken. By day he worked, by night he learned, and on weekends, he pitched tech ideas to anyone who would listen. After 42 rejections, one investor finally said yes, and that yes became the launch pad for Obasi Tech, a fintech company that now operates in over 35 countries. Today, Daniel sits at the head of a multi-billion-dollar tech empire, but his core values remain rooted in that village soil. Humility, service, and grit. He wakes up at 4:30 a.m., reads, meditates, writes, mentors. He still visits his village every year, not to show off, but to give back. He built a free ICT center there, a new school, and a farm co-op that now feeds over 15 nearby communities. Because he knows success isn't just what you take from the world, it's what you give back to it. Daniel Obasi was never supposed to succeed, but he did. Not because he had connections, but because he had conviction. His story proves one thing: your background doesn't define your destiny. So what about you? What excuse is holding you back? You don't need perfect conditions. You need unshakable belief, unbreakable focus, and relentless discipline. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more real stories that prove the impossible is possible, because your next chapter could be the beginning of a legacy.